Hi friends, welcome to Oracle Programming Channel. In the 7th lesson of Oracle for Beginners, I told you about basic SQL Plus commands. Today also, I am going to tell you about basic SQL Plus commands. This is the third and last part in the series of understanding basic SQL Plus commands. We will have more of these commands as we move forward. To see the time taken by Oracle to execute your SQL statements and subprograms, you can set timing on. To set timing on or off, the command is set timing on. The default is off. When you don't need it, set it to off. You have to type set timing on or off as it is typed in red color. Let us see. So type set timing on and then I will execute a query that is select star from cat test where row num is less than 1000. I'll get 999 rows. The time taken to execute this query, Oracle has taken 10.11 seconds. This is for hour, this is for minute, this is for second, this is for hundredth of a second. You might have seen every time we run SQL statement and get 6 rows or more as output, we get a display as the number of rows selected or updated or deleted, etc. That is feedback. You can set this feedback off if you don't need it. The command to include or remove feedback type set feedback on, or if you don't need it, turn it off. The default is on for 6 rows, meaning when output is 6 or more rows, we get feedback. Or you can set the feedback to a certain number of rows. The command is set feedback and the number of your choice. You have to type set feedback as it is and then you type the number of your choice. So that when you have an output of that many number or more rows, the feedback is displayed. Let us see the difference with feedback on, off, and when set to a certain number. Let us start with its default value 6. Select star from num test 2. This table has only 2 rows, so no feedback. As I said, default is 6. Now select star from tab. I get feedback 18 rows selected. 6 or more number of rows will have a feedback. So 18 got feedback. Now I will set feedback to 2. Set feedback typed as it is and number 2. Now I type the query select star from num test 2. I get feedback because now it is set to 2. Now I will set feedback off. Set feedback off. Select star from tab. I get no feedback here. Now I just set the feedback on. Set feedback on. And then run this query select star from num test 2, I get feedback. The reason is when I set feedback on, it is automatically set to 1. That is, if an output gives 1 or more rows, the feedback will be displayed. I'll set feedback off for now. Set feedback off. When you see large number of records, it's a bit difficult to track them by rows. So you can use recsep, the record separator. To set record separator, the command is set recsep WR, that is short for wrapped, or EA is short for each time. The default setting is wrap, or you can set it to off. You have to type the options as they are displayed here. Let us see the effects of recsep. First, let us see the setting and effects of recsep. Set recsep EA, that is each time. And then I run a query, select star from test call format. Now you see after each row of data there is a blank row and then there is a row with the data. Then again there is a blank row and then again row with data. That is each time the record is separated each time. Now next option, set recsep off. We run the same query. It looks like this. A test for character data type whatever, and the next line has no gap of a row between them. There's no record separated now. Now back to default. Set recsep WR. I execute the query again. It seems there is no difference between off and WR, off and wrapped. The difference is wrap only works when the text exceeds the line size set in SQL Plus. Let us see. Now I set the line size to 25. That is set line size 25, and I run the same query, select star from test call format, or I will type it for you. test call format, and I execute. Now you see, after every row of data, there is a gap of one row before the following row starts. Because this column name had a width of 50 characters, but in line size, I set it to 25. So it will wrap it to the next line and give a break of one more row, and then another row of data will follow. SQL Plus keeps a copy of the latest SQL statement or subprogram in an internal memory area called the SQL buffer, or buffer in short. To load a file into SQL buffer, the command is get file name with a path. The file is not in the buffer, but I can load it to view or execute, or get file name. Let us start with get file name with a path, that is get test.sql. I get this, and now I will just get file name, not the path. Get test.sql. I get this. There are two different queries. Now, the difference between get file name with the path and get file name is when you save an SQL statement or subprogram with save file name with the path replace command, then you have to load it with get file name with the path command, which is this one. And when you save an SQL statement or subprogram with save file name replace, then you can load the file using get file name command. To see all the files saved with save file name replace command, type host or ho, and then the operating system command, that is hodir*.sql. It shows you all the files that are saved with save file name replace command here. With ho, you can get to the operating system and also use the operating system commands like ho. You go to the C:, and operating system commands like this, or cd, like that. And you want to come out of it back to SQL Plus, you can type exit and come back. So ho is a very useful command. It lets you use the OS commands, operating system commands, while being in SQL Plus. To fetch the latest SQL statement or subprogram stored in SQL buffer, the command is list. To execute the latest SQL statement or subprogram stored in SQL buffer, the command is run or /. Now let us see how list, run, and / works. If I get a file name using the get command, get test.sql. Now if I type list, I will get that query which I got it through the get file name command. And if I type a query, like select star from num test3, and then I type list, I'll get that query. And if I type run, it will run the query or the SQL statement or subprogram stored in SQL buffer. And if I type /, it will do the same. The difference between run and / is with run, SQL Plus will display the latest SQL statement or subprogram stored in SQL buffer and then execute the same. With /, SQL Plus will execute the latest SQL statement or subprogram stored in SQL buffer without displaying the same. To clear the SQL buffer, the command is clear buffer, or in short, clbuff. Let us see what clbuff does. Clbuff. Now if I type list, the buffer is cleared. Now if I type run, nothing to run. Now if I type /, nothing to run, because the buffer is cleared. You must have seen that when we get the output of a query, the screen is occupied and we have to type it at the bottom part of the screen. To clear the screen, the command is clear screen, or in short, clscr. You must have seen I have been doing this many times to clear the screen. Suppose I type this query, select star from tab, and I run it again. My cursor is at the bottom of the screen. To clear the screen, I have to type clscr. So the query takes the space of the screen and you clear the screen with clscr to keep the cursor always at the top of the screen. Another extremely useful command to fetch the column structures of a table is describe, or DSC in short, and the table name. The red texts are SQL Plus commands are to be typed as they're displayed here, and the deep blue texts are your input. In this case, the table name. So DSC tab and DSC num test3. You get the column name or the names, if null values are allowed or not in this column, and data type with its precision. The table has a column called balance, which can have a null value The data type is number. This table tab has a column tname, which cannot be null, and data type is vacat2 and precision is 30. To see a long running output by an SQL query in a page-by-page manner, use the command set pause on or set PAU on. If I run this query, select star from history, I cannot read the text. Now if I set pause on and then run the query, I can read it in a page-by-page manner. Much easier for me to read a long text. To include comment in an SQL statement or subprogram, you can type a delimiter and then text for the comment and then close the delimiter. You have to type this / and star as it is, then the text for comment, and then again star and /. It will not be read by SQL Plus, but it will be displayed. I will type a query and include a comment. Select, I start the comment, say I am comment, star /. Then continue with my SQL query from tab. So this is especially helpful for a long query or subprogram where you can briefly put in a comment on what the query or subprogram is supposed to do. To exit or close SQL Plus, type exit or quit. I type exit, come out. With this, I complete the very basic SQL Plus commands tutorial. More SQL Plus commands will be introduced to you in future tutorials as we move forward. You can explore more SQL Plus commands by yourself. That's all for this lesson. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Your comments are really valuable to me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please like, share and subscribe. And please don't forget to press the bell icon to get notifications of all my future tutorials. Thanks a lot for watching.